What's going on? What's going on? I'm back. Somebody's supposed to be picking me up. They taking too goddamn long. So I said, let me just do a little quick video. Look at that grass. I need to cut that. Been busy. Been real busy. And I can bang it out. I use it almost like cardio. So it's like actually a good thing for me that I do. But whatever. We're going to talk about, it's about Tank Davis. Tank Davis is supposed to be taking on Santa Cruz. That's the rumor anyway. They tried to get Farmer. Farmer's been talking all that cash about how he's wanted, Tank over and over and over and over again. And Tank's team said, as soon as that DAZN deal's done, they're going to make him an offer. And that's exactly what they did. Once it was done, they made him a $2 million offer, and he turned that down. So, and he actually made it clear on his social media that he will not be fighting Tank this year. So, just like Mayweather Promotion said, they're not going to wait around for that boy. They're going to do what they need to do. So they're moving on. So Santa Cruz, he said that he's moving up to 130 and that he's, going to be fighting for a title. And so it kind of just makes sense that anything's fighting in November, that's the same time that Tank's fighting. So it kind of makes sense that that's probably the fight that they're setting up. I was thinking they might have been doing it with Gamboa because they've been kind of grooming that Gamboa versus Tank fight, but I guess they're going to go the Santa Cruz route. And I think it's a cool fight, Santa Cruz been a little, been a little soft in behind, ducking Regan Diao at 22, ducking, what the hell's that boy's name? Russell at 26. But it looks like, he's finally going to step up. He's finally going to step up, and we're going to see what he's made of when it comes to the big boys, when it comes to the killers, them boys that can flatline your ass and end your career real quick. And looks like he's going to be stepping up to that. It's only 4 pounds he's coming up. Not a big deal. Guys move 7 pounds on a consistent basis when it comes to the heavier weights. These lower booger weights, you could go 13 weight classes and only move up 12 pounds. It's exaggeration, but basically that's what the case is. Man, these boonies, man, you be freaking out, man. You're not knowing if some damn bear or something's coming at you. But it is what it is. But yeah, so, I think it's going to be a big fight. That's two, the boy has had 2 fights where he's done over 15,000 up at the gate in Tank, and that's been against nobodies. And he's done pretty good when it comes to viewership. His last fight against a complete nobody, he did over 600,000 views on Showtime, which is big. So fighting somebody like a Santa Cruz, you're looking at probably 800,000. You might be lucky and hit 1 million, Something that no one else has been able to do on Showtime anytime soon recently, except for Deontay Wilder. So it's a possibility, But so I think that'll be a massive fight. And for Farmer, it's stupid him not taking that fight right now. I think just because he's fighting in obscurity. You just fought on the undercard of Hooker versus Ramirez. That fight, they did less than 5,000 at the gate, and y'all did less than 25,000 views on DAZN, according to Bob Arum. So it's not like you're gonna, be gonna get featured in any way, or your stardom is gonna build in any way. It's not. And Tank's gonna keep getting bigger. He does his fight against Santa Cruz. That's going to be massive for him. After that, he takes on even a Gamboa. That fight's going to be big if he takes on a Gamboa. That fight's going to do some numbers, whether it be on Showtime or whether it be on Fox. It's going to do numbers. And he's just going to continue to grow while you stay stagnant and while you regress as a fighter, which then is going to decrease what they're going to be willing to pay you. Or you're going to catch a loss. You're over here taking 12 rounds against guys that would last 3 rounds against Tank. Keep playing around like that. See what happened to Anthony Joshua with that playing around. You see what happened to Hurd, that playing around. Even Charlo took a loss, but he wanted to fight Hurd. He wanted to do unification, just that Hurd didn't want to do it. So can't blame him for what happened in his situation. So, we've seen what's been going on. And you still wanting to play around like that, like you're feeling yourself like you're some kind of star or something like that. Basically them offering you in 1 fight, which would have made it 4, and they were looking at possibly making it into a pay-per-view. and you turning that down, it's not a good look. But to each his own, you know? To each his own. But as far as this fight's concerned, I think it's a good fight. I like it. I wanted to see Santa Cruz in a barn burner in a minute. And we want to see how Tank deals with that length. Santa Cruz has long ass reach. He has a good ass jab. He can come through with the straight right. He's banged out when he needed to bang out. Tank is really good at slipping punches. Really good at standing right in front of you, bump, bump, slipping, boom, and coming into you. He has a long reach too. Coming into you, catching to the body, catching up top. He'll make the adjustments. He did it against Pedraza. He'll make those adjustments when it's necessary. So, it will probably be the toughest fight for both of them. Santa Cruz only has one loss. He avenged that loss. He's been doing good for himself. Had a cool fight against Mars, and the second time he just beat Mars up. He just beat up Mars. So he's been fighting a couple of Uber drivers lately. So, so this is first. This is the big fight. This will be that big fight. Hopefully he doesn't, chicken out like Mars did. With some fake eye injuries. Mars getting big as hell, man. That boy looking like the Peaceberry Pole, doughboy up in that studio, along with Keith Thurman. They been eating good. I don't know how the hell Keith Thurman just gained 50 pounds just like 2 weeks after his fight, but he has. Clearly he won't be fighting no time soon. No time soon. But, Tank is focused. I'll see what happens with this fight. And after this fight's done, we'll see what goes on next. Gary Russell was talking about fighting Tank. The option he has, he can stop just yapping and go do what you said you were going to do. He said he's going to go up to 130. He was going to trigger his option as a champion at 126, going up to 130 and getting a direct title shot at the 130-pound WBC champion. Go do that. Go get that belt and set yourself up for a big, huge fight with Tank. Especially if you do that while he's fighting Santa Cruz. After Santa Cruz, if you can put yourself into that particular, that good space where you have that belt and you can do a unification with him, that's a huge fight. Whether it be in the beginning or later on, even if he fights Gamboa first, or if Farmer finally, steps up and he does that fight, which I don't believe is going to happen. Farmer wants no work. They all know what that man will do to Farmer. That is not a 6-round fight. You're looking at 3 to 4 rounds tops, and him getting flatlined, and those cross eyes of him being made straight. You know what I'm saying? So, just go handle your business, man. Go do your thing. Go do what you said you were going to go do and get that belt. Supposedly you wanted to fight Lomachenko. You want to get that get back later on. He's at 135. About to fight a bum, get another belt. Then after that, go for undisputed. So he's going to have all the belts. So start making your moves. Come up, do your fight. After that, go ahead and do the, a unification with Tank. And if you can beat Tank, move up and take on Lomachenko. That's a super 2020 for you. If you can do it. But stop, enough with the talking though. Farmer did a whole lot of barking, whole lot of wolfing. And when it came time to put that money where his mouth was, he curled up and he ran away from that. He didn't want that work. You keep talking about you want some work, but there's always these other steps that you're going to have to take. I'm going to go do this, then I'm going to get him. Yeah, I want him, but I'm going to go do. So go do it. Go get that belt, man. Go get that 130 WBC strap so we can see these big unifications. 2020, when it comes to Tank, he stays focused, stays out of trouble, keeps handling his business. It's going to be real big. And they said they want Lomachenko 2020. Lomachenko talking all that mess about all that cash shit about how you want that work. I want him next. You want him next. But even though that you're supposed to be going for undisputed next after you're done with this fight. There's no way in hell you're going to do that fight. Even though Bob Arum himself said, oh, no, he won't be going back down to 130. But okay, but let's use that Tank name though, right? Just like Farmer was doing, right? So, He said he was going to try to fight for him at the end of this year. He was a man of his word. So since he did exactly what he said he was going to do, I believe them when they say they want to get Lomachenko 2020. So when that time comes, let's see if he's about that life. Because we know Loma ain't about that life when it comes to Ramirez, when it comes to Rougarou, when it came to Manny Pacquiao at 137, 140, Crawford at 137. Let's see if you do come down. Don't start talking all this, oh, I got all 4 belts at 135. I'm not coming down. He needs to come up. All this BS, which he says he's probably going to do anyway. So when that time comes, keep talking that cash. Damn, man. This person taking forever. Jesus Christ. Yo, like button, or dislike button. Whichever one. Make sure you go down. Make sure you press that. See y'all on the next one.